Hello and welcome to the National Professional Qualification for Headship, more commonly known as Npqh, for the 2018 and 19 session. The following will provide you with all the necessary information you will need in terms of deciding whether or not you wish to apply to be part of the programme this year. The Welsh Government requires all the head teachers within Wales who are appointed to their first substantive headship in a school maintained by a local authority, including nursery schools and in non-maintained special schools, to hold the Npqh. In May 2017, the Cabinet Secretary said, "While I recognise that in some areas recruiting head teachers is not without issue, I am not prepared to compromise on the quality of entrance to headship in Wales. I believe we need to set the bar high for those we entrust with the leadership of our schools. So whilst I recognise that the Npqh needs to develop, I am clear that we should maintain the requirement and keep it as a threshold for entry into headship." The Npqh is a national programme that is coordinated on a regional basis. In Wales, we want to ensure that only the best practitioners become our head teachers of the future. The Npqh is a rigorous assessment of practitioners against the formal leadership standards. The focus is on the required skills and attributes of headship as articulated in the standards, and you will need to show how your professional practice to date meets those standards. Can you agree with the following statements? Headship is my next career step. I want to be a head teacher and will be actively seeking my first substantive post. I can demonstrate my attainment against the formal leadership standards. If yes, you should consider applying. If not, you should not apply at this time. The Npqh is for those that are ready for headship and want to take that career step now. The first step in the process is to complete a Leadership Standards Review, what we call an LSR. This is available electronically on consortia websites and allows you to map your experiences to date against the standards. When you have completed your LSR, discuss this and your career aspirations with other professionals, including peers, line manager, head teacher, and consortium and LA representatives. If you are a repeat applicant, please ensure that the steps you have taken to address your development needs as noted in your feedback are recorded. The LSR is structured in such a way that you can easily record examples of the work you have undertaken against each standard, and for pedagogy, this further subdivided into the three stated areas. There are 4 stages to the Npqh process. 1. Application. 2. Notification. 3. Support and development. 4. Assessment. Applying. To assist in this, the prospective candidate should evaluate their professional practice against the formal leadership standards using the LSR, and upon completion discuss this evaluation with their head teacher. Schools should only support candidates with senior management responsibilities that have a significant impact on whole school improvement. Should the head teacher agree that the individual is at a stage where headship is a realistic next step, then the candidate should submit an endorsed application form to their regional Npqh coordinator. The application will then be forwarded for further consideration to a nominated challenge advisor or senior challenge advisor, and if in agreement, to the local authority for endorsement. It will be a requirement for the nominated challenge advisor or senior challenge advisor to interview candidates prior to any recommendation to the local authority. Where the candidate's application is endorsed, they will proceed onto the Npqh programme. Where a candidate has not been supported to progress, they should meet with the head teacher and the challenge advisor to discuss the individual's future development requirements and needs. Those not successful will be offered alternative appropriate professional learning by their head teacher. It is imperative that local authorities are involved in an early stage in the Npqh selection process in order to assess candidates' suitability for appointment to headship within 3 years of achieving the Npqh. Notification. All applicants are notified of the outcome of their application. Following the recommendation of the endorsing officer, candidates are notified of their leadership coach and the timetable of the Npqh programme. The development programme will consist of a formal day that addresses the key components of headship to include standards, national mission, schools as learning organisations, and guidance on specific elements of Npqh. The support of a leadership coach, who will meet with each designated candidate in a one-to-one session to discuss their LSR and agree the leadership experience. Leadership coaches will also organise joint sessions where small group networking opportunities will be provided. The leadership coach will build the sessions around common themes and issues as identified by the candidates. It is expected there will be the equivalent of between 2 and 3 days per group. There will also be a session in preparation for the assessment panel. The leadership experience will involve leading a particular element of whole school improvement that utilises the most recent research findings and leadership skills. Candidates are provided with support from an experienced head teacher to help them prepare their evidence for assessment and to help prepare them for the assessment centre. The Npqh is a great opportunity to network with your peers, and they will be an important source of support. One-to-one sessions will provide the opportunity for bespoke coaching and provide an opportunity for the candidate to discuss more personal and sensitive matters. Group coaching sessions can lead to the sharing of ideas, co-coaching and collective problem solving, providing the opportunity to learn from others. Candidates will work with a trained leadership coach to agree, plan, review and evaluate their leadership experience. They will participate in sessions as organised by the leadership coach and be supported by a leadership coach to prepare for the formal panel assessment. The leadership experience will be an integral part of the school development or improvement plan and will be agreed between the head teacher and the challenge advisor. The candidate will familiarise themselves with the latest research regarding this area of work and, where appropriate, incorporate into the plan. At the assessment panel, the candidate will outline the actions taken, the impact their development has had, and how their leadership skills have developed as a result. Evidence from interview is to assure the panel that each candidate meets formal leadership standards and is a credible candidate for headship. Candidates must submit 3 documents prior to the assessment centre by the agreed date. 1. A summary of the leadership experience, which is a page of A4 and will be provided on a template. 2. A summary career profile, again a page of A4 and template provided. And 3. An electronic copy of the LSR. When completing these, please ensure any word counts are adhered to. What will be assessed? Assessment criteria are derived from the formal leadership standards. There is a firm focus on your readiness for headship, 3 core strands, and interview questions are drawn from the formal leadership standards, the LSR and submitted templates. There are 3 core strands. Core strand A, the professional role of the head teacher. Core strand B, professional learning. And core strand C, professional experience. Candidates will have 2 interviews by the same panel with an interval for refreshments. Each session will consist of a presentation for 10 minutes with 5 minutes of follow-up questioning. This is supplemented by a further 30 minutes of questions based on the specified standards. For example, interview 1 is the professional interview, which includes a presentation why I am ready to be a head teacher. Interview 2 is a professional experience, including the presentation on your leadership experience and what you have learned about leadership. For these presentations, the use of technology is not permitted, but prompt cards may be used. The full contents of each interview is interview 1 will look at core strand A, professional role of the head teacher, core strand B, professional learning, and there'll be specific attention to the following standards of leadership, collaboration and innovation. Interview 2 will consist of core strand C, professional experience, along with extended questioning on the 3 elements of pedagogy. The Npqh timetable for this year is the application form should be submitted by 1 o'clock on the 8th of October. The endorsing officer will have returned the application by 19th of October. The outcome and name of support in terms of the leadership coach will be provided to the applicant on the 24th of October. The week commencing the 5th of November will see the National Day, which is currently going to be held in North Wales. The leadership coach will be expected to support you from 12th of November until completion of the process. The templates previously referred to for the assessment centre should be submitted by 1 o'clock on the 1st of February 2019. The assessment centre will be conducted during the 2-week period between the 4th of March 2019 and 15th of March 2019. National moderation will take place on the 22nd of March, and the results to candidates will be provided on the 3rd of April 2019. The appeals deadline is the 7th of May, with the appeal panel meeting the week commencing the 13th of May. The National Development Day will be held on the 22nd of May 2019. Should you have any queries regarding any aspect of the Npqh, please do not hesitate to contact your respective regional coordinator.